A couple months ago, I had rebuilt Leverkusen when Erik ten Hag had just decided to become their new coach. Since then, so much has changed. Bayer Leverkusen have spent 116 million euros already, and it seems like they are not done yet either. Signing Jarell Quansah for 35 million, Malik Tillman for 35 as well, Ibrahim Maza for 12 million, who by the way is an incredible dribbler and possibly the long-term replacement of Wirtz. Then Mark Flecken as a new goalkeeper for 11 million, Enes Poku for 10, Kofan for just 5, and Faye for nearly 3 million. Is Erik ten Hag actually creating a beast of a team already? Can they compete for trophies again after losing Alonso as a head coach? Let's find out. Let's begin by understanding what happened with Leverkusen last season before the Bundesliga actually starts again tomorrow. Bayern Munich playing against Leipzig. We have Bayern Munich winning the league title with 82 points, Leverkusen on 69, not able to replicate that unbelievable season in which they lost no games at all, obviously not able to win the trophy either. To make things worse, they obviously lost in the semi-finals of the German Cup against Arminia Bielefeld, a team that they should have never lost against. And in the Champions League, Bayern Munich slapped them up 5-0 on aggregate. So Alonso has left to join Real Madrid. Ten Hag has signed as a new coach. One thing that is quite interesting to observe so far, though, is that he's going to be sticking to this 3 at the back formation. 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3. Call it what you want. Erik ten Hag is going to be playing 3 at the back at Leverkusen. Obviously, all of you know of the transfers of Florian Wirtz and Frimpong, but did you know that Adli has joined Bournemouth for 21 million? Tosuno has made his deal permanent at Atalanta for 20 as well. And of course, Granit Xhaka has joined Sunderland for 15 million, winning his first game as a club captain. Gustavo Puerta has made his loan deal permanent at Hull City as well. Radecki has moved over to AS Monaco for 3 million, and they lost their main centre-back and leader, Jonathan Tah, to Bayern Munich on a free. Talented centre-back Abdoulaye Faye has been bought, but also loaned out straight away to Lorient. Kovar has gone across to join PSV Eindhoven, a team where he can be quite successful, and Onyeka has gone out on loan to Bochum. By the way, Bayer Leverkusen have made 230 million euros for these player sales that have gone through, whilst only spending about 116 so far. So this was the starting 11 that Bayer Leverkusen was left with before they actually went ahead and made signings. And here come the new lads. Bang! Into the goalkeeping position, of course. Mark Flecken is here. And by the way, Nkapia, who is rumored to move away, apparently Leverkusen are going to hold on to him, which is a huge achievement if you ask me. Then as we go into the attack, Hoffmann, get out of here. We have Maza ready. Terrier, you go down to the bench for me as I bring in Malik Tillman into this team. Maza, by the way, guys, if you have the chance, please watch a couple of clips of this guy on YouTube. He is such an insane dribbler. He well and truly could be a fun replacement for Florian Wirtz. I'm not saying he's going to be at the same level in terms of skills and ability, but still, he's so much fun to watch. And he's been playing a bunch of games for this Leverkusen side already. But Tillman comes in, 23 years old. He was a former Bayern Munich player, has moved over to PSV Eindhoven, done really well there, now returns into German football as an attacking midfielder for this Leverkusen side. At centre-back, we are looking at, of course, Jarell Quansah coming in and taking over his position. It looks like so far he's playing as a right-sided centre-back in this team with Tapsoba and Nkapia next to him. That could be a really, really good back three. And they also brought in an exciting talent from Bochum right here for just like, what, 1.9 million? Yeah. Erman is joining in, 21 years old, 73 rated at this stage. We're going to try and build this guy up as well. And Ernest Poku, this right midfielder, is quite an exciting talent as well. Obviously, as you guys might know, AZ Alkmaar has been producing some top talents lately, some big names like Kerkez and Reinders. And this could be another big one possibly. So well done on Leverkusen on bringing these players in already. But let's talk about the ones that still might be coming in. As you know, they still have a lot of money to spend to go over their net spent. Actually, I wanted to say to spend as much as they brought in. Actually, let's talk about one big outgoing that could still happen. Victor Boniface. His agent is on his way to Italy today for talks with AC Milan. Club-to-club agreement done for initial loan move with 30 million buy option clause. Boniface at one point in the Bundesliga was looking unstoppable. So the fact that AC Milan is only getting him for like 30 million is insane to me. If he moves over there and does really well, his price tag is going to jump up to 50, 60 immediately. So that's a great deal for AC Milan. And so it's official. Boniface joins AC Milan for 30 million for us. So that's another 30 million on top of all the money that they have already gotten, potentially. And now it's time to spend. Not a permanent signing, but a loan deal for Echeverri has been completed by Bayer Leverkusen already. The Manchester City talent is joining for at least one season with no buy option. He comes in at a rating of 76, just 19 years old. The former River Plate talent is a huge player potentially for a couple of years down the line, but he's probably going to be competing against Maza for a starting lineup unless he can also play on the right midfield position. I'll have to look into that, but for now, he goes into that cam position. Maza long term is the one that we're going to try and build up, hopefully. He can go up to like a 75, 76 by the end of the season. But Echeverri and also Tillman next to each other with Patrick Schick back on form. That sounds like a lot of fun. Fabrizio has done it again. Broke the news that Loic Bade is joining Leverkusen for 29 million plus 4 million in add-ons. And in he walks into the club of Bayer Leverkusen, who seems to be doing some amazing deals lately for just about 33 million for me. I think that's a good price. Let's check his rating. It is going to be an 80. And that begs the question, who drops out of this back three? I mean, I don't know if anyone is injured or anything, but technically speaking, it would have to be Kwanzaa. But from what I've seen so far, Kwanzaa has actually done really well for Leverkusen, even scoring a goal, which is something that you don't see happening often for a centre-back, of course. And you still have Belosian and you signed Ehrmann. So this is very interesting. Dude, Bayer Leverkusen are crushing it. They obviously need more centre-backs to rotate. So this could be an amazing lineup. And then Kwanzaa could be built up as a top player down the line for at least one season. We can sit him on the bench. And then next season, we can move someone like Tapsoba on for a lot of money. I really like what Leverkusen are doing here. And Bade comes in at the age of 25 with really good defending, physicality, 6'3". He has the jockey, the intercept, and the anticipate playstyles on him. According to Florian Plettenberg in Germany, he's basically our Fabrizio Romano, just so you know. He has said that Bayer Leverkusen has added Quinten Timber to their shortlist until deadline day. That would be some signing, would be so perfect for this Leverkusen setup. And of course, him being Dutch, Erik ten Hag being Dutch, just fits, doesn't it? And so Timber now joins into this Bayer Leverkusen setup. But I gotta ask, where does he fit in? And by the way, that manager right there, yeah, that's the one that I could find on a game that was closest to Erik ten Hag. I just signed him for 35 million as his contract is actually running out in the upcoming summer transfer window. So Feyenoord probably will be looking to sell him unless he extended. 82 rated. Now, in this midfield, you have Palacios, you have Garcia, you have a great option in Andrich as well. But Hoffmann, for example, is more of a center attacking midfield option. So you don't really have that many players holding it down in that midfield. And you want to be able to rotate as well. So, welcome Quinten Timber. For me, an outstanding player. Such a good player with his dribbling ability, shooting, defending. He's just basically Reinders. I guess you could say like that's like the closest player you can compare him to in today's football game. I don't think he's as good as Reinders, but he can be on certain days. So Timber, welcome to this team. Power shot, incisive, bruiser, technical. And by the way, the rebuild I had done for Leverkusen 3 months ago, the team looks nothing like this one. So I think we definitely are seeing a whole new story unfold here. Before we actually dive into the season and jump into gameplay for the first time with the squad, I've loaned out a bunch more youngsters. Alejo Sarko out on loan to Bochum. Rapši's gone, Stepanov, Kofan, and Tape. Some of these guys could be very important for us down the line. And so for our first game of the season, I had chosen Dortmund. This was the matchup I wanted to test this squad with. And you know what? The three at the back was a problem. Maximilian Bayer just sprinted through. And I can tell you, throughout this entire video, I struggled with three at the back big time. But Patrick Schick was a monster. 1-1, 27 minutes in. he was flexing his muscles not once, but potentially twice, because Patrick Schick was through again as he put that into the top right corner for Bayer Leverkusen to possibly celebrate an away game victory. Then I made substitutions. Kwanzaa, Maza, Poku, and Timber, all the new signings were being tested in this matchup, but it was only Maximilian Bayer and Guirassy who were shining. Guirassy just subbed on. I tried. 88th minute. I wanted to get the victory. Patrick Schick inside. Palacios hits the crossbar. And with that, Ten Hag's first big game was a draw. We really should have won that game, because at that point of the season, Dortmund was only 3 points away from us. Instead, we finished 5th, 64 points. No Champions League football for Bayer Leverkusen. And it's an all-German finale between Dortmund and Bayern Munich in the Champions League, whilst we dropped out as 31st in the group stages. At least Patrick Schick was performing well alongside Palacios and the new signing Quentin Timber, with Tillman coming up with 8 and 5. Most assists, however, of course, from Grimaldo as expected. But looking at this squad, we know that Echeverri is going to be returning to Manchester City, so Maza is going to be the main guy going into the next season on that left attacking midfield position, up to a 76. Hopefully can reach 77 by the time I get to the new season. But I'm pretty happy with how things are looking here. I am just not happy with the result of the season. We should have qualified for Champions League football. And knowing that we're going to let go of Tapsoba in the upcoming season and bring in Kwanzaa into that centre-back position, I know we're going to downgrade. One thing I have to mention, though, Flecken as a goalkeeper, I don't know, man. He might be good enough for a couple of years, but I don't feel like that's a long-term solution. So we have to bring in someone that can be that solution for us. And you know what? Our goalkeeper, Kovar, is currently out on loan at PSV, up to a 79. Is he that guy? So let's go in for a German goalkeeper in the name of Atubolu, because Kovar had his chance at Leverkusen already. We want to give it to someone else. Freiburg's top talent. Someone that could be the future #1 of Germany. 21.5 million spent on this one. Let's make it happen. Now, I don't think he's going to take over straight away. I think he has to fight for his position. Comes in at a 78. Flecken obviously 79. So there is time for him to build himself up. And by the way, Leverkusen did also buy Blaswich, who was the backup at Leverkusen. Now he's at Leipzig. Now he is at Leverkusen. But Atubolu, such a talented player, 24 years old, 6'3", far reach as well as a play style. I think he can be a top player for a team like Leverkusen down the line. I fully expect him to move to one of the bigger sides in Germany at some point, and this could be the one. So now the sales are beginning. Andrich has requested a transfer. He's done sitting on the bench. 31 million we're gonna get for this man. And now Tapsoba is finally leaving, making room for Kwanzaa. 50 million we have received for this man, making it a total of 81 so far this transfer window. There's a very talented player over at Salzburg, and this would be a great step for him. Karim Konate joining Leverkusen to become the backup to Patrick Schick after a long-term injury, which really sucked for him last season. I believe he was injured since, like, what, December? Yeah, like right before December, this man got injured and was basically gone throughout the entirety of the year. So he is now hopefully going to be back from his injury. And that's 45 million I spent on this because I need a backup in that striking position. I don't have anyone right now. 80 rated Karim Konate now walks into the team, and I'm going to take Mbamba off the bench right here, move these players along. Teddy, I turn into a center attacking midfielder, so he is probably going to be taken over from Maza for now, and I believe he's going to overtake him by the end of the season. But Konate is the one that we're building up behind Patrick Schick, 5'10" tall, relentless pace. But then we have 83 dribbling on him with rapid play style. I really do like this signing for Leverkusen, if he can go ahead and be as good as he has been before his injury. I cannot believe this has happened, but Patrick Schick, his release clause has been triggered. 116 million. PSG have gotten their striker. The 30-year-old has left us, and we are now with only Konate at striker left. Well, here we go with Konate then. But initially, it was Leipzig on the attack, and Openda is my kryptonite. I cannot stop that man no matter what I do. He scores the first goal. Tillman beauty of a pass. Konate straight away, first touch. Bends it into the far corner. Absolutely incredible finish from the man who has to step up. He has no other choice. Teller now down the right to Konate again, as he hits the post right there for Leverkusen. 83 minutes in, a big save coming up from our keeper Flecken. A bit unorthodox, but they kept going. Amora, another strike. Flecken, big save. I tried to play it at the back to get one more chance, but no. It was Leipzig over and over again. Here they come. Xavi Simons, Openda, and a strike that is saved once, but also twice. Flecken has made so many saves right there to keep us in this game and get us a draw. I'm somehow not able to beat these teams yet, but we have finally qualified for Champions League football. 62 points this season. Dortmund winning the title with 79. Bayern Munich finishing below us. Surely that can't go on for too long. And actually, Bayern Munich has beaten us in the German Cup finale. We got destroyed 3-0. The goals seemingly came through Malik Tillman this season, with Konate supporting nicely. Teller on the right wing doing a good job, and Palacios helping out alongside Timber. Konate thrown into the deep end has gone up to an 83. Maza finally up to an 81, and the rest of the team looking solid. Kwanzaa needs to pick up a bit more of a rating though. And goalkeeping wise, well, Atubolo can now take over. In the new season, at least a bunch of the youngsters have come back. Tape up to a 70. That's useful. Stepanov up to a 70 as well. Onyeka too. Kofan up to a 73. And Sarko 71. So some of these guys will be quite useful for us, especially if they do keep growing. Lads, we are signing Kenneth Taylor, a player that Erik ten Hag should be familiar with because he's a former Ajax player. This stage former. 60 million I had to pay for this one. It is an 84 rated player though. And why did I do that? Because obviously Palacios is now world-class level. He's 28 years old. He might be looking for a new challenge soon enough, and we are only constantly qualifying for Champions League football with the top 4, but not doing better than that. So we need to make sure that our future is bright nonetheless. We do have Alex Garcia as a backup for the midfield, which is incredible. But now Taylor comes in at the age of 25, left-footed, 6 foot tall. He has the incisive pass and the pink pass on top of it. That should be a good signing for the depth of this squad and also for the future. And so, lads, it's time to bring in a backup centre-back for Ten Hag. It is going to be Juan Herzog, a centre-back that is a bit of a talent because we do have 3 centre-back positions to fill out. I need to bring in more and more. Juan Herzog comes in for 19 million right now at a rating of 77. 23-year-old Las Palmas centre-back is now a part of our team. He doesn't have any play styles. 6'1" tall, 84 pace on him, really good physicality as well. Someone that we can definitely build up alongside Ehrmann, who has obviously been purchased by Leverkusen themselves. I do like our bench, but I feel like I should probably get a better attacking midfielder and maybe someone proper for the right midfield position that can actually compete with Tella instead of just being his backup. So the cam position is going to be occupied by a player that is currently in Switzerland, if I'm not mistaken, a country close to Germany, and a country that we do have scouts in for sure. 42.8 million for Alvin Sanchez to join into our team. Lots of money spent on a youngster from the Swiss league, of course, but he comes in an 81 rating, same as Maza, so there's going to be a bit of competition, which we do like to see, don't we? So he has left foot on him, 6 foot tall. He has the anticipate, flair, first touch, and press proven. Anticipate on an attack in mid? What the hell has happened there? That's really interesting. I love that though. 6 foot tall. I really like this player. That could be a good option for us. And so for the right midfield position, we're looking at Valencia. Let's keep bringing these Spanish players in as Leverkusen seems to like him. This man can be friends with Grimaldo and Alex Garcia, and our new centre-back. 65 million spent on Diego Lopez. And at this stage, lads, we need to start winning trophies. Even if it is just the German Cup or whatever, we have to win trophies now. Tella goes onto the bench. Arthur, I'm going to take out. I'm going to basically sell him on, even though he has been playing a lot of games for Leverkusen recently. He has not grown for us at all, which is a huge letdown. So Lopez comes in, 25 years old, 91 pace, 81 shooting, 80 dribbling on him, 5'8" with the rapid play style on top. That is what I call competition for this team. And competition is always going to be a great thing if we are trying to grow together as a squad. Let's start winning trophies, or we're going to start losing our best players like Palacios and Hincapié to bigger fish in the pond. I haven't jumped into a game yet, but it's coming. Leverkusen have won the league title. 79 points, lads. Only 3 losses on our record. 4 points ahead of Borussia Dortmund. And remember Borussia Dortmund, because I'm about to show you something that has angered me this season. Well, round of 16, Champions League football. We got past PSG. Impressive. Quarterfinals, easy. Slavia Prague. Semi-finals, Dortmund. They beat us 3-1. Now Dortmund, instead of us, plays in a Champions League finale against Barcelona. Congratulations, well done. Oh, look at the squad. Konate, 87 rated now, world class, 27 and 4. Tillman coming in with the 25 and 13, 90 rated. Lopez, 13 and 4. Ooh, Kenneth Taylor played 42 games, 9 and 5. Maza, 7 and 8. Only 30 games played, but up to an 85, which is a good sign. Palacios has done well too. Grimaldo with only 2 assists. As the squad is looking great and solid to take on Freiburg in the German Cup finale, all I can think of is, don't bottle this. This could be a double season. And here we go. The German Cup finale, the most beautiful trophy of them all. What happens? Konate strikes first. Lopez tries to tap it in. It doesn't work. Grifo, such a talented player, specifically on set pieces, now finds a way through to Röhl, a talented midfielder who just goes ahead and makes it 1-0 for Freiburg. This is not what I wanted. So Tillman, Maza, Lopez trying to come up with something right here. And it is Tillman in a good position, striking it. Konate pounces on the opportunity to make it 1-1. Well, that didn't mean anything. Freiburg were attacking, specifically Atubolu up against this old side. He wants the victory badly. 90+1. We miss a sitter with Tillman. We go into extra time. Teller strikes it past the goal as well. So Freiburg had an opportunity here. 106th minute. Röhl just dribbles past everyone. I make that look so easy for him as I pull my defenders away from the right position. Once again, I struggle with 3 at the back. And I also struggle watching Freiburg lift that trophy. That was painful, but we are going straight into the next season, and it is us against Dortmund. I needed to finally win something. I just lost out on the German Cup, and I need to win against Dortmund. Konate knew that, and he was on fire. He had the defenders on his back, but he never gave up. But also the finish needs to be better, lads. Here we go. Tillman looking for Konate again. First pass intercepted. Second pass, no chance. Konate now onto the near post. That somehow goes in. We are very lucky for the keeper to not save that. Konate says it's time for us to step up. Konate now sprinting through again. Defenders surrounding him. He takes it onto the outside of his right boot. And he makes it 2-0 for Leverkusen against Dortmund, a side that I was desperate to beat throughout this whole career mode. And finally, we might be able to do it. Tillman gets past 1, gets past 2, all on the floor. Third one on the floor. They finally get the ball from him in the 66th minute. And Nico Jackson, Chelsea wants to get rid of him. Maybe Dortmund should pick him up. Here they go, scoring 2-1 it is. Leverkusen are letting them back into the game, but no worries. This game decides the Bundesliga title. Leverkusen has won it after losing the German Cup last year. So the title was won with 77 points, taking a bit of revenge from Dortmund for last season's Champions League. And as we go into the German Cup, you'll see that Dortmund is up there. And we got kicked out against Heidenheim, which I didn't expect. So yeah, Champions League-wise, well, we're not up there. Man City is in there, and that is also the squad that has kicked us out of it in the round of 16. So we need to get better in Europe once again. Luckily, we have incredible players performing. Konate 30 and 5, Lopez 25 and 8, Tillman 17 and 10, Maza 12 and 12. Let's go. And the ratings are looking just as great. I feel fully prepared to take on European football. Everyone is above the 86. Lads, this is the time to shine. And even on the bench, Kofan up to an 80. I love that. Poku, 81. Finally, we're seeing some growth out of him. Garcia, 86. Taylor, 86. Elman and Herzog above the 80 as well. Yeah, this Leverkusen team, the rebuild, it's been done proper. It looks like Bayer Leverkusen are close to signing Ben Seghir from AS Monaco. And that is going to be a big move for them. And it's going to be a big move for us as well, because Grimaldo is going down in his rating from an 88 down to an 86. And luckily, Ben Seghir is a left midfielder. So, AS Monaco, thank you very much. Actually, seems like he played for Sporting. I paid 100 million for him, but that is going to be necessary if we want to challenge for the biggest trophies of them all, especially the Champions League. 86 rated, same rating as Grimaldo, and such an important signing to make at this stage. So Ben Seghir comes in, Belosian back from his loan deal, up to an 83 rating here as well. So that is going to be yet another addition into our team, which we love to see. But yeah, of course, Ben Seghir will probably take over from Grimaldo throughout the season. 24 at this stage when we're buying him. 5'10", technical play style on him. Not necessarily great at defending. So we have a very, very attacking 3-4-2-1 setup now. So here we are. Bayer Leverkusen at the top by just 1 point ahead of Dortmund. I have not been able to do the whole unbeatables thing. Invincibles, nope, not happening, lads. It's so tough to pull off in the game itself, especially when you're just simulating through the calendar. The Super Cup belongs to Dortmund. Congrats on that. The German Cup belongs to Dortmund as well, so they have picked up 2 trophies themselves. But what I wanted was the Champions League, and starting off 15th in the league phase, I didn't like that. In the playoffs, we faced the likes of Porto, beat them. In the round of 16, it was the likes of Real Madrid, who we beat 4-2. So basically 2-1 victories twice over a big team like that. Quarterfinals, Inter 3-1. Semi-finals, Barcelona 2-1. To now face PSG in the big finale. Ten Hag, let's see what you got. We can see what Konate has. 90 rating, 33 and 6. Up for the Ballon d'Or, 100%. Ben Seghir first season, 31 goal contributions. Tillman comes up with 33. Lopez on the right with 27. Taylor has played a bunch of games and performed well as well. But look at this squad right now. Maza up to an 89 rating, missing out on a 90. But the rest of the team, including Timber, Palacios, 93, Tillman, 93. I freaking love it. Incapia up to a 92 as well. This looks like a really solid squad. Even on the bench, we have some absolute beasts to come in and play if necessary. So who is our opponent and how good are they? Of course, we know it's PSG, but let's see the players. Jimenez, Kvaradona, Conceição, Stroikens, Pedri, Borges, Dest, Said, Branthwaite, Hakimi, Donnarumma, Boyomo on the bench, Dovbik on the bench. Then you have the likes of Soler. Okay, the other players don't scare me, but that starting 11 is very good with Pedri in there. They will be dominating the midfield if we allow them to do so. And playing 3 at the back, Maradona is going to be an issue. I know that already. So who is going to be my hero going into this game against PSG? And by the way, just now, the deal for Boniface to AC Milan has basically been made. So you were right with that assumption. Uh-oh. Maradona plays it across. Nicely done. The 3 at the back will have to be very strong. Kwanzaa, I'm expecting a lot from you. There goes the ball into Maza. Maza, not the fastest, but a great dribbler and a good passer. Ben Seghir. Maza again. Finesse shot saved. I legit cannot remember the last time I scored a finesse shot. I absolutely hate the fact that regular finesse shots, non-timed, don't work. I cannot wait. On FC 26, I believe timed shooting is gone. So hopefully finesse shots are going to be back to being useful. In career mode specifically, I genuinely don't care what Ultimate Team does. Konate. Down the right, expecting runs. Finding one of Tillman. Tillman back into Konate! Yes! There he is! The man who had to take over from Patrick Schick when he was signed for his release clause. That was an absolute beauty. And now we get to see it again. Tillman picks up the assist. Karim Konate, the goal scorer for Bayer Leverkusen. Oh no. Santi Jimenez tries to lob me right there. Buddy, that is not good enough. 2 changes. Kenneth Taylor and Tella coming on for Palacios and Lopez. Lovely. Tella straight away involved. Tells Konate to run through. Konate gets past the defender with ease and misses. How do you miss that? Oh, we are completely open. Quaradona to Bolo. Conceição to whip the corner in. Quaradona fighting for it. Not able to get to it. Here goes Serginho Dest. Good pass inside. Jimenez over to Quaradona. But Atubolu is right there for his squad once more. Yes, Tillman looking for Tella. Last minute of the game. Tillman into the center. Maza, the Nuvians. Sadly fails. All good, though. Still have time. Over to... I don't know what the hell I'm doing, but I guess I'm just wasting time. We have done it. The game has finished. And Bayer Leverkusen are Champions League winners thanks to huge saves of Atubolu. 2 big trophies on top of the bus, the Bundesliga title and the Champions League for Erik ten Hag. And so the Ballon d'Or goes to Karim Konate, the man who scores in the finale, picks up the Ballon d'Or. He could be a very good option for Leverkusen moving forward. I do expect them to possibly sign another striker now that Boniface is gone. But guys, that is me done with Leverkusen. It's going to be an interesting season. A lot of people who are making predictions for the Bundesliga don't even see them in the top 3. So let's see what Ten Hag can cook up. Can he make this team push into a top 3 finish once again? Most people believe it's going to be Bayern Munich easily at the top with like a 10-20 point gap, and then Leipzig potentially. So let's see what happens. Have a good one. Take care and peace.